took the security job at Riverside Medical Center because it paid almost double what I was making at the grocery store, and the overnight shift meant I could still take my community college classes during the day. The hospital administrator who interviewed me seemed desperate to fill the position, which should have been my first red flag, but I was 20 and broke and didn't ask too many questions. The job was simple enough. Sit at the security desk in the main lobby from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., monitor the camera feeds, do 3 rounds through the building each shift to check that doors were locked, and sign in any late visitors or staff. The hospital was small, more of a clinic really, with only 2 floors and maybe 30 rooms total. My trainer, this guy named Russell, who looked like he hadn't slept in weeks, showed me the ropes on my first night. He walked me through the camera system, showed me the round route, handed me a flashlight and a 2-way radio, and that was it. "You'll be fine," he said, grabbing his jacket. "Building's quiet at night. Most action you'll see is nurses grabbing coffee." What he didn't mention was the woman. I first saw her on my second week. It was around 2 in the morning, and I was doing my rounds on the second floor. The hallway was long and sterile, with rooms on both sides, and a nurse's station in the middle that sat empty during night shift. As I walked past room 214, I glanced through the small window in the door. There was a woman sitting on the edge of the bed, facing away from me. She wore a hospital gown and had long dark hair that fell past her shoulders. I figured she was a patient who couldn't sleep, so I kept walking. The next night, same thing. Room 214, woman on the bed, same position. I made a mental note to mention it to the day shift nurse. Maybe she needed help sleeping or something. But here's where it got weird. On my third night seeing her, I decided to actually check on her. I knocked lightly on the door and pushed it open. The room was empty, just bare walls and a floor that looked like it hadn't been used in years. I stood there confused for a solid minute, then pulled out my flashlight and checked the room number. 214, same room. I went back out to the hallway and looked through the door window again. She was sitting there in the same position. But when I opened the door, nothing. I radioed down to the main desk, even though no one else was working. I just needed to hear my own voice, I think. Tried to rationalize it. Maybe I was tired seeing things. The night shift was messing with my head. I didn't include room 214 in my rounds after that. About a month in, I was reviewing camera footage because I thought I saw someone enter through a side door that should have been locked. I was scrubbing through the second floor hallway camera when I saw her. The woman from room 214 walking down the hallway at 2:47 a.m. The timestamp was from the previous night. I watched as she walked slowly, deliberately, her hair covering her face, until she stopped directly in front of the camera. And then she looked up. I'm not going to describe what I saw because honestly, I've tried to forget it, but it wasn't a face that should exist on a living person. I slammed the laptop shut and didn't open the camera software for 3 days. I should have quit right then, but I needed the money, and part of me kept trying to convince myself there was a logical explanation. Maybe it was a prank. Maybe someone was messing with the new guy. Maybe the cameras were malfunctioning. Things escalated during my 6th week. I was doing my rounds, actively avoiding the second floor by this point, and just marking it as checked on my sheet. As I was walking back to the lobby, I heard singing, faint, coming from somewhere above me. A lullaby, the kind you'd sing to a child. I stopped in my tracks, listening. It was coming from the second floor. I stood there for probably 5 minutes debating before my radio crackled to life. "Help me." A woman's voice, quiet, desperate. "Who is this?" I said into the radio. "Nothing, just sort of static." "Then room 214, please." Every instinct I had told me not to go up there, but the voice sounded so genuinely distressed that I found myself climbing the stairs anyway. Flashlight in one hand, radio in the other. The second floor hallway was darker than usual. Half the lights were out, which was strange because they'd all been working fine earlier. I walked slowly toward room 214, and I could see through the window that the woman was there again, sitting on the bed that shouldn't exist. This time, though, she was facing the door. I stopped about 10 feet away. She still hadn't moved. The singing had stopped. "Hello," I called out. "Do you need help?" Slowly, so slowly, her head tilted to the side. Not like a normal human movement, but like someone was pulling strings attached to her skull. I took a step back. She stood up. I'm not going to lie and say I was brave. I turned around and walked very quickly back toward the stairs, trying not to run, trying to stay calm. But I could hear the door to 214 opening behind me, and then footsteps, fast ones, running. I ran. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I flew down those stairs and back to the security desk and locked myself in the office. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. I pulled up the camera feed for the second floor hallway. Nobody there. No woman, no open doors. But here's the thing that made me quit on the spot. When I scrolled scrub back through the footage to see what had actually happened, I watched myself walk up the stairs, stop in the hallway, and just stand there for 7 minutes, not reacting to anything, just standing there staring at room 214. Then I watched myself turn around and sprint back down the stairs, as if running from something. But on the camera, I was alone the entire time. I gathered my stuff, wrote a resignation letter on a piece of scrap paper, and left it on the desk. Then I walked out and never went back, not even to collect my last paycheck. About 3 months later, I ran into Russell at a gas station. He looked even worse than before, like he'd aged 10 years in 3 months. "You left pretty fast," he said. "The overnight shift, right?" I nodded. "How long did you last?" 6 weeks. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. "I made it 2 months. Guy before me lasted 1 week." "What is that place he must have done?" I asked. He was quiet for a long time, pumping his gas, not looking at me. Finally, he said, "In 1987, a nurse killed 6 patients on the 2nd floor. Room 214 was the last one. She sang to them while she did it. Lullabies." I felt cold all over. "They found her 3 days later, hanging in the supply closet. The hospital covered it up, changed ownership twice, but they can never keep overnight security for long." He finished pumping and looked at me directly for the first time. "Whatever you saw up there, whatever happened, just be glad you left when you did." He got in his car and drove away. I still drive past